Hi everyone, it's Sandra.
Hey everyone, it's Maria. And I
And
wanted to say a big shout out to Alex Stone who joined our subscriptions. Thank you, Alex.
thanks, Alex. And thanks to everybody else that subscribed as well.
Yes, of course.
So today we're doing something a bit different. We're live right now, and hopefully you can see the. Um, I already can't think of words. Hopefully you can see the meeting invite code here in case you'd like to join in at any point. Just feel free to pop in, ask us questions, give us your thoughts about things that we've talked about. We'd like to interact with you guys and hear your opinions. Um, but today, I think we're almost about to wrap up my end of things. I think, aren't we? We're close to it anyway.
Unless we come up with some new memories of some
Yeah,
other
I've
crazy
we
things
you
that
know we
happened.
were talking earlier about um what we were going to talk about today, and I surprisingly have very little memories of some of the things that happened. Probably because I probably repressed them or something. I don't know.
I remember you had a fear. You see, I don't know. You brought it up to me when you were living in Irwin about thinking that you were getting sick a lot, I remember. And the subject came up that you thought you might be being poisoned, but
Oh
you don't
yeah,
have that memory, so I
I
don't
don't.
know if that's
I don't remember that. I that's something that I probably that I could definitely see myself, you know, coming to you with though, especially when I was, when it had to do with those people. uh,
yeah.
because but today we're gonna talk more about my ex boyfriend, my first real relationship. I was in it for 3 years, and we can see the doggies.
Yeah, they're not letting me have a break and they're wanting to play and they were settled in until this happened. Now they want to wake up
Oh
and
yeah.
interact. But I want to continue because I love our subscribers and I want them to be able to interact with this. This is the first time, and I would love to answer, or my daughter to answer any questions you all may have. Hopefully, we get at least one or two subscribers. Stop it.
um,
Lay down, Brute.
but yeah. So we're talking. I can't say his name, so I'll just refer
Right.
to just call him. I guess
Blondie.
Blondie. Yeah, I had a weird thing for guys with long hair, and at the time, and he had like he was definitely a hillbilly, and he had long hair, like, and you gotta admit it was pretty. It was pretty. He had pretty hair. It was pretty
You
and
thought it
long.
was pretty.
It was pretty. She's just being a mama. But it was long, and I don't know. We met at a Walmart.
Scraggly.
It was not scraggly. Don't make me
It
defend him,
really
okay, mother?
looked greasy and everything
No,
else.
it was not. I mean, he wore hats all the time. It got greasy
That's
easily,
because it was greasy
but
and scraggly.
he did not. He kept his hair nice and clean for the most part. Anyway, that's not the focus of today's video. Is his hair? Um, Maybe it was some products he was using, or so, I don't know. But
Did he use products?
no. No, he wasn't that kind of dude. He thought that would make him girly if he used hair products.
He did look like a girl. Never mind. I'm sorry I'm
Anyway,
beating up on him. God.
he does that enough as himself, okay, as we go
Uh,
along. So anyway, I would say that I didn't see it at the time, but after we broke up, I realized he was incredibly
cruel.
like psychologically abusive. He never like actually hit me or anything.
But he didn't protect you either.
No, he was a very poor excuse for a for a boyfriend because I mean starting out it was like you know everything was great. Obviously, he called me his what was it? He called me his
Mona Lisa.
no no I can't remember. It was some kind of pet name about my dark skin, something like his Latina or his little Latina or I don't know, something like that. And then by the time we broke up, he actually would just call me a wetback.
A what?
A wetback.
Wow. It went from his Latina to wetback.
Yeah.
Sorry, this may be offensive for some, but we are not encouraging that.
No.
So please don't report us.
No.
We're just talking about her nightmare. It turned later in her relationship. So, and I'm sorry the camera keeps wavering. My dog, not my dog, but my little grand dog, is being annoying as heck. So I apologize, guys. They're being little boogers.
Oh, they're cute.
And they keep slamming into my arm that's holding the camera.
But
Stop it.
yeah, he would I very soon found out that I was not safe letting him know. Um, I was still like not quite diagnosed with or yeah, I'd been diagnosed with borderline at that point, but I wasn't comfortable like I wasn't being treated for it and I couldn't talk to him about it cuz he would just look at me like I was even more crazy. And
He didn't try to understand you.
no, he didn't suffer from any of the stuff. And so like for him it was a completely alien topic and like he didn't whenever I did try to talk about it, like I said, he just made it feel like it was wrong and like I was, alienating myself by talking about it because he was just made me feel like he was thinking what did I get myself into. And so I didn't have a place really to talk about things. And I wasn't seeing a therapist or anything. So basically, my entire relationship with him, I had to learn to like stuff things down and just kind of suffer through it because I didn't want to lose him. And I thought I could at least maintain a semblance of normalcy to an extent. Uh, so yeah, I don't know, but
You felt you were really depressed, I remember, because I think you were grasping and more of in a desperate type of you knew that you were losing him at this point and you were trying everything to hang on to him. You still cared a lot about him.
oh yeah, yeah, I was trying to. on top of that, I was trying to work because, he didn't want to be with someone that he had to take care of. So I had a job, and I've probably talked about it before, but trying to maintain a job when you're severely mentally ill and not medicated or treated or anything is like near impossible. I mean, you can probably do it. Well, I'm not going to speak for everybody else, I'm not going to do that, but in my case, it was near impossible. I could do it for a certain amount of time, but then at that point, like after about, seems like it was about 6 months or so at a job, is when everything started to start falling apart, cuz like I would start having psychotic episodes at work. I'd start acting out. Um and so eventually I would quit because the pressure and the toll it would take on my mental health was more than I could handle. And so that's why if you look at my resume right now, I have like 2,000 jobs that I've worked, you know, um, because I just can't. It's very hard for me to stay at one. Um,
Stop.
I mean, like a if I had a specific type of job, like where I could stay at home and do like chat support or something like that, it'd be different. But a job where I have to interact with other people is really draining for me. And but anyway, so yeah, I was trying to do that, and I would stop caring for myself at a point to a point. You know how when you get depressed, sometimes you just don't feel like putting your clothes on or doing your hair or whatever, and that became
And
like,
you quit eating there for a while again. You were so depressed that you barely got out of bed.
yeah, I couldn't. And for him
And that
that was great because it it gave him an out. Like he came to my parent. I remember he told you guys that after we broke up that was kind of the reason that we split up, was because I had become so unhappy that he thought it was, that it was the relationship I was unhappy with. And he really used that as like to justify just abandoning me. Um, I remember like
they
I
tried to make it sound like it was all you.
oh
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
because he
because
would call and
I mean we would drink every now and then, and we would smoke weed every now and then, and I remember he made it sound like I was an alcoholic, like it was just me drinking, when I didn't have a problem yet at that time with alcohol, but I was, I very easily could have. But yeah, he made it sound like I was just an alcoholic, and I was um all I wanted to do was drink and smoke weed and sleep, and I didn't do anything with the house. And I mean,
there
it
wasn't
was
much you could do with
just,
that house because the floors were caving in. Remember
oh
the
yeah.
bathroom?
Yeah, we
You
lived
couldn't
at this
even use the
place,
bathroom
and
because
we lived at this place in well, I won't say the city name, but we lived in this place that his dad was renting, and it should have been, it was not habitable for people. I mean, the floor was rotting all over the
caving.
place.
Yeah,
If you went to
you
use
had
the
to watch where you
bathroom,
sit.
yeah, like if you went to use the bathroom, the toilet like wobbled all over the place. Um,
It was being balanced by one beam. Remember, you had to balance yourself?
Yeah, you did not want to put your full weight on that toilet because it was, I mean, you could feel it like almost falling through the floor. And
It did fall at one time, didn't it? I think you hurt your leg really bad.
I almost did. Yeah, it did fall, but yeah, it was a nightmare. And then we moved to a different place. Like he had actually got a loan for this house, and of course my name wasn't on it because we weren't married. But also that made it super easy for him to just kick me out. When for probably the last 3 months of our relationship that we lived there, I helped him pay bills. I kept I kept it clean. I kept food cook. I kept dinner made so that it was ready by the time he got home. You know, uh, but it wasn't good enough. He got bored with our relationship and didn't have the guts, frankly, to just break up with me. Like he thought if it got bad enough, I would just break up with him. And I wasn't going to because I wanted it to work and I still cared about him. And
I think he also wanted to make it look bad for you, so to make it look like he was the one that tried and that you were the one who didn't.
oh
If
yeah.
you He made it so bad. He actually made it so bad for you that he hoped you'd break up with him so he could make it look good and say, "Well, I was the one who cared about her. She didn't care about me." So he could use that as an excuse on the other girls that he would pick up later, you
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah, he tried to he started cheating on me with our banker at the time. It was
Yeah.
the woman at the window who takes the deposits and everything. Cuz listen to this. I I had my job or whatever, but every payday I would fill up my car and I'd get a carton of cigarettes and then whatever was left I put into his account. Like it was like $500 or more every payday that I just put into his account to help pay with bills and all that other stuff that the house needed. And then um let's
I'm
see.
sorry.
And then he actually started cheating on me with the banker lady. Um which I confronted her and basically let her know that we were still together and that he was going to do the same thing to her that he had done to me, which was to make himself look good and like his ex girlfriend was crazy and it had nothing to do with him. And so she actually like listened to what I said and stopped seeing him. And he called me and um, he was like, I hope you're happy because she stopped seeing me. And I was like, I'm not gonna apologize because the woman that you're cheating on me with stopped seeing you. Like, but who do you think you are, And
Yeah. He was so manipulative.
he was like, I'm not going to try to diagnose him or whatever cuz I hate when people do that, but he was very narcissistic
Narcissistic.
and like I
Maybe
mean
even a sociopath.
maybe I mean he was a bad person overall. Like he never, like I said, he never tried to hit me or hurt me or anything, but his mother had some German shepherds that she would breed and then try to sell the babies out of the litter. And if she couldn't find anybody to sell the puppies to, instead of just taking them to the vet or the pound or whatever, she would like she and he would put them in little sacks and they would drive down and throw them over this bridge. Um,
Tell everybody what they named it.
yeah, I was getting I was trying to figure out how much to tell him about like where the
Oh, I'm
It was
sorry, honey.
that's okay. But yeah, they called it Dead Dog Island, because they would just dump these puppies off the side of this bridge, and like he thought it was hilarious. I told him, I was like, that's really sick and messed up. Like, why would you do that? Why don't you just give them away? Why do you have to sell them? And they didn't see those dogs as like family or living things with, emotions and feelings. Like, it was just a money grab for them. That's why they had those dogs, was so that they could try to breed them to death and then sell the
And,
puppies.
and let me tell you, the mother was 12 years old. She had a litter, I think, what was it, 10 litters? They bred her nearly to death.
Yeah, she was way too old to keep doing that, and like, I mean, but they didn't care. They were going to keep breeding her as long as she could have puppies. Um, but yeah, that was part of the that was part of what was I saying? My mind's all sidetracked and jumbled right now. Um, hold on, let me. Oh, it's gonna. Okay, I was gonna see if it actually shows the code on our screen that we're, because I don't. I think it does. Anyway, but at yeah, so like at the end of our relationship, there was um a gentleman that lived in our neighborhood, and my boyfriend was at work at the time, and so this guy needed something. I can't remember if he needed to make a phone call or if
Oh,
he.
yes.
I
I
can't
remember.
remember, but I let him in the house, and like, we talked and stuff and hung out for a while, and then his comments started to get kind of like he knew I was seeing someone, but he started making comments like, that let me know he was interested in me. And I told him, I was like, I'm not I'm not like that. You should probably go. Um and I told my boyfriend about it. I told him that the guy had been there while he was at work. I told him everything we talked about. I didn't want him to find out from someone else and make assumptions about something that didn't happen. Um but he was still convinced that I had cheated on him. And again, that was something he loved that. He loved that idea because it it gave him an excuse to be like, well, she did it to me, so I'm just doing it back to her to get even or whatever. And
Uh,
he loved it when I messed up, because that always seemed to give him a reason to do it back to me. And I don't know, when we actually did finally break up, I confronted him about it. Was when he had started seeing our banker, and I confronted him about it, and he told me that, he was truthful about it, like he was seeing somebody else behind my back. And I don't it just all crashed down on me. That's when I tried to jump off a bridge, but my friend was there. Luckily, she was with me. And from there, I went to the hospital again. I was institutionalized again. This time, I was in the adult ward, and the difference between it and the kids ward is like night and day. Like, the kids ward was horrible, but this place was like, you kind of just did your own thing throughout the day, and uh, you didn't have to worry about like having to eat all your food or having to go to the bathroom with someone else, or I mean it was just complete difference. But yeah, so I was hospitalized in there, and he did come to see me once while I was in there, and the girl that he was cheating on me with was actually waiting for him in the truck. Um
Wasn't that to tell you goodbye though?
yeah, he basically came in there and told me, because I wasn't able to leave. Even though I had committed myself, I couldn't leave for like a certain amount of time. I can't remember how long it was. Um, but yeah, he came in there during his visit and told me that it was over and he had moved on already, and he told me that while I was in the hospital so that I couldn't follow or I couldn't hound him anymore about it, which I did. I kind of was like the stalkery girlfriend, ex girlfriends. Like, I asked my friends to drive by his house and see, who was there. And um, I was still like kind of easy. Like, anytime he wanted to, hook up, I was ready to do it because I thought that might be the time he decided to take me back.
Which goes back to the illness. It wasn't because you were intentionally. That illness helped push you along.
Mhm.
It wasn't because you were cruel, like some people are. They just want to be manipulative. You were so selfless, but yet because of that illness, it also um, messed with your morals as well. You didn't really at the time see that as a bad thing, even though it was, but you didn't really know the extent
Yeah.
because of what you were dealing with.
Yeah, and
And
I
you're
forgot what I was
you
gonna
you
say.
really did well. You were not the type that kept pushing it, that didn't want the help. When you realized you had this problem, you worked very hard on yourself and
Yeah.
to get out of that cycle. And I thought you did really well because to begin with, he wasn't. Even though stalking is illegal and it's a bad thing, it really is. But he wasn't worth it. He
No.
wasn't worth the fight part. I'll say, stalking's not never good for
He
anybody. But the fight, he was not worth the fight.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he initially was the reason I worked so hard to get better, because I was like, um maybe if I can get better, it'll show him that, I'm not really this crazy woman that he thinks I am. Um and
I don't think
then
he ever thought you were crazy. I think he was manipulative too and just used that as an excuse to get away from you.
yeah,
He was one of the ones that was cruelly intentional. You weren't. There was a big difference there.
yeah, he did seem to enjoy like inflicting emotional pain on me. Um and he let his family do it too. I mean, it was like a free for all when I was around. But I mean, there were people in his family that treated me well, like his uncle, the one I was talking about last week, um, that would throw knives at your feet when he got drunk. um, he treated me well, and surprisingly, his mother's boyfriend, who when I first met had started off with this really horrible alcohol addiction, and he got sober,
Stop it.
and um was really good to me too. And his brother's wife or ex-wife now. But yeah,
Sorry, honey.
oh, it's okay. Um,
I didn't know this much was going to happen. Well, we went live. I have a dog that acts like she's on some kind of sugar acid or something.
well, we've done 30 minutes. If you think that you're ready to,
Well, I'm just hoping that people are live and have questions for you or me. Does anybody showing up?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on the time that we're streaming. Maybe everybody's like, today is a Monday. Maybe we should have done it at 5 or so.
Yeah, but that's when everybody comes in and wants to say their 2 cents worth.
I know.
That's why we have to do this on a private. Like, I don't have anybody here that's wanting to interrupt, and they would just for the fun of it, and you can't edit that stuff.
I'm trying to think of what else. There was something else I was going to talk about with our relationship, and I can't. His sister, she claimed to be a friend of mine, but she always made me do like, or she didn't make me do it, but she always pressured me to do the wrong thing. Like, she told me that the best way to get over him was to just find another guy. And she wasn't talking about like getting into another relationship. She was talking about like a one night stand, which is not in my character to do.
No.
Um, but I went ahead and did it because I was like, they do this all the time on TV, and she's always talking about how about her experiences, so maybe it's not going to be a bad thing. And I just felt really gross afterwards because I can't be with someone without the emotion there.
Right.
It was just, I don't understand how people can do that. But that was it was still a good experience, I think, because I learned that I would never do that again. but but and then, after we kind of went backwards a little bit because last week talking about the drugs and stuff, that came after him.
Right. Well,
Um,
there's really no way we can go in order. We're always going to remember something we forgot.
yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
And
Sorry, guys.
yeah, I'm sorry if this is all over the place. um,
This is our first live show, so we're messing up quite a bit. But I think my daughter's doing amazing.
oh
I think
gosh, I'm
she's
doing
doing
horrible.
great. No, I think you're doing great.
Um, well, thank you, Beck.
You're welcome, Pecker. Oh, we always act like this. We're
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, we don't have filters in real life.
No, we don't. If it wasn't for my gray hair, you'd be wondering who the mother was.
Oh Lord, whatever.
Oh,
Um, where was I gonna? Oh, so that I guess that kind of leads up to I was single for after him. I was single for what was it, like 7, 8 years? It was a long time.
was it that long? What? Until you met your husband? You
Yeah,
mean it might have been?
it was a
It was. I
while,
remember it felt like a while. Yeah.
and
What?
then
How long have you been married?
almost 10 years now.
No, it hasn't been that long.
Yes, it has. In 2 years,
Mhm.
in 2 years it'll be okay. So it's been 8 years.
Hasn't really been that long.
Yeah, yeah. We got married in 2015.
Oh, God. What? Okay. You and
Okay,
I
mother.
are here.
How
I
many
can't really remember.
anniversaries have you missed?
How many? What is today?
Okay. You know what? I want a backlog of all the anniversary gifts that you've
I
missed.
have an excuse. I'm sick today, so can we use that since I am?
No. No, I'm just playing.
Darn it.
I'm just kidding. Um,
I'm
yeah.
sad that we didn't get any live viewers.
Well,
People can.
we still are at 36 minutes. So
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, if we don't,
it's the
maybe we'll
first
try for
one.
it
You know,
again.
we'll just,
Yeah.
you know,
Did you send out notifications?
yeah, yeah, I did.
It's my birthday and I'm lonely. It's not really my birthday, but it felt like it. I thought, "Ooh, we're going to get all these people. They're going to ask all kinds of interesting questions. Maybe on our second live show, we'll have a different outcome."
Hold on a second. Let me see if I'm gonna interrupt with my phone real quick. Hold on. Okay. I posted it on my Facebook. Maybe somebody will come from there. But yeah, so I met my husband. This is gonna be it's kind of funny, honestly, how we met and everything. But we actually did meet while we were in the hospital, in the mental hospital. And I mean, it was the best way to meet your future husband, I think, because there are no pretenses. You both know you're crazy if you're meeting in a hospital, like a mental hospital. And it's not like, he saw me at my absolute worst with my hair looking crazy and my PJs. I was in my PJs. And he still, like, said I was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. And he caught my eye too. And I decided, from that point onward, I was like, that's the guy that I want to be with. And I made it happen because he was really shy at first. Like, I don't know. He's one of these people, like, he's really gregarious and um he likes to talk to people and mingle and stuff, but when it comes to, like, you know, being flirted with and hit on and stuff, he would get really shy. I thought it was cute. But we got each other's number. Well, they wouldn't let us exchange numbers if they saw us in the hospital. But, we found each other on Facebook really easily and started dating from that point onward. And then not long after we got married, I think we were only together maybe like 4 months or something. But
Your marriage, you got married twice.
yeah, yeah. The first time we got married at City Hall, and then the second time we got married was in the church, in the Orthodox church, because I converted to Orthodoxy, and in order for my conversion and my marriage to be recognized, we had to be remarried in the church. So we did that, which I loved. The I love everything about the Orthodox Church. I mean, it's so like there's a lot of there's a lot of tradition and mysticism in it. And I don't know. I got kind of sidetracked there. But yeah. And the thing about my husband is he and I have the exact same diagnoses. The exact same. So,
It's almost like y'all are soulmates.
yeah. Yeah,
And I really
because
believe in soulmates.
yeah, me too, because I mean like, I couldn't ask for a better partner, because I mean, he understands on a level that not many I mean, you can read about BPD and stuff and get a general idea of what it's like, but unless you have it, you're not really going to understand, you know.
Right.
And
He's almost like the opposite, almost like a mirror image of yourself.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's kind of a double-edged sword, because on one end, on one hand, it's the perfect marriage, because like I said, he understands what I'm going through, and he knows how to help me navigate through it when it gets really bad, and like, we support each other. We take turns supporting each other if it ever gets really bad. But on the other hand, it can make the arguments very interesting, I guess, to
What
say the
happens at
least.
the end? Y'all wind up agreeing with each other.
Sometimes we argue around in circles, and like I even get lost. And I mean, by the time we're done, we don't even really remember what we were fighting about. It's like it starts off really explosive, and then it just kind of dwindles down, and then it's over.
Yeah, I'm just glad it doesn't last long.
I am going to pause our stream real quick because I have to use the bathroom, but I will be right back. Okay, so we're paused right now, so if you have to use the bathroom or anything, go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. hurt your eyes. God, please. Thank you. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, God. Oh. Sweetheart. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hurt you. Yeah, God. Oh, Phil, I'm so sorry. No, we're not blue. Come on. Come on. Lie down. Come on. No more. No, you just went outside. Go on. Go on. No. Anybody else?
I'm back if you're ready. If you're still ready. I thought it actually paused the stream, but it didn't. So,
Oh, so we were live the whole time?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay because I accidentally, well, now it shows that I accidentally scraped Donna Bell's face with my hairbrush.
Oh.
And Luke was getting on the couch because he just went outside. I said, "No, you just went out. Come on, get up there. Go on." So I was going to show a little bit of a hateful side there.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
that's so
well.
hateful.
But I'm not feeling good, sweetheart. And I think we covered quite a bit today, actually.
Yeah, we're at 45 minutes, so.
Yeah. I probably need to let them go outside again. So.
All right, so yeah, guys, we'll just wrap up here until next time. Um, thank you all for watching today's video. I feel like it was kind of boring, but
A flop.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's okay.
Well, even though it went live, maybe we can actually pause the parts that where we're not saying much of anything. So even though it went live, but it
well,
don't matter.
all right,
It just
so
shows me fussing at Luke a little bit because he got down.
that'll be
And
fine. That's fine.
there's no beating on the video. I'm just telling him to get back on the chair.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, we'll just wrap up here, guys, and we will see you in the next video.
We love
Bye.
you guys.
Love you guys.
Thank you to all of the subscribers and the new ones for tuning in. Until next time, If you like the video, I don't blame you if you don't on this one because it was kind of boring. Not because of my daughter,
Oh, okay.
but because I didn't have much to say. But just like and subscribe, if you want to see more.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.